Hello everyone. Welcome on in. If you are new here, I am Victoria from Wings of Ascension, and this is not your daily horoscope. This is your new moon horoscope for Friday, May 19th, 2023. As this is not a daily and this is a bigger thing, a bigger topic, is going to be a little bit longer video. I'm also going to break it down. I will give you in the description, I will give you timestamps for the different sections. I'm going to have the technical stuff. We're going to break it down. It's still not going to be super detailed because I understand that not everybody wants to get the super detailed. Not everybody wants to dive that deep or can understand if we go really deep into stuff. I get it. I don't expect you to. But I think it's good to hear and learn anyway. The next thing will be a translation of it. What does it really mean? Just make it make sense in the real world. And then I have an activity that I think will really, really help you to dive into this energy, harness this energy, and use it for your highest good. So let's begin. All right. I'm actually going to take a drink first because where are we? A few weeks ago, we had Pluto move into Aquarius. This was a very big moment. Even if you knew nothing about astrology, you saw it somewhere online that Pluto has moved into Aquarius. This is a 20-year-ish cycle, so we know that this is a big moment. We talked about this moment of crossing the threshold. You now know you have 20 years ahead of you. The little lights on your path have been illuminated. You don't know the details of your journey. You don't know the details of the path. You don't know exactly what it looks like. But you see the light posts. You know the journey. With this Pluto being in Aquarius, the journey that you're diving into is about you, your life, your journey, but also how you play into the collective. We're finding the balance between our journey, our place, and the collective. Where do we fit in? What do we do to raise the collective? It's a really big moment. We talked about the things that have happened under Pluto and Aquarius. Big things that have come through, sweeping change. It's going to happen again. So this is the foundation time. We're building this right now. Super important. If you didn't see those lights ping on, you better start hustling, because boy, are things changing fast. The next thing that happened is we had Jupiter move into Taurus. This is a 1-year transit, but it is still a full year, give or take. This is a big thing. Jupiter in Taurus is all about us expanding our physical world. Taurus is all about tangible. It is about money. It is about things. It is about self-worth. It is about your values. And when it's an expansive Jupiter, that is just being amplified. If you're going to be super basic white girl astrology, this is like, oh my God, you're going to make so much money. When you really dive into it, it's about really truly, yes, you can go into incredible abundance. You can also go into incredible poverty. You can go into fully embracing and loving yourself and standing in the most beautiful, glorified stance of, here I am. I love me. I love you, but I love me. And I know I'm here to make the world a better place. Or you can go further down into the pits and the icky sides of things and feel insignificant and just feel so unimportant. That is your choice. These are the two sides. This is what we're working with Jupiter. Here and now, we have this new moon where we have seen the beginning of our 20-year cycle. We have seen the beginning of our next year cycle. And we're understanding that with Pluto, it's about Pluto and Aquarius, us in the collective. Where do we fit? What are we doing to make the collective better? Jupiter in Taurus is about us, our self-worth, our values, creating the most beautiful life for ourselves based on our most pure, true, soul-level values and beliefs. This new moon, where we're at today, is almost like an electric shock has been sent through that energy, amplifying it, turning it up, and super intensifying it and pushing you forward. So let's bring up the chart and talk about this. Here is your chart. No different than any other day except it's today's transits. Doesn't look anything scary different. What we've got here is an incredible amount in Taurus. So that energy of, I know my worth. I know my value. I am not taking anything other than the best of the best because I know I'm worth it. I'm willing to put in the work and to build my future to be the best future it can be because I'm worth it. I'm investing in myself and I'm building slow and steady. There's so much energy. Y'all can see there's so much there. We have such an incredible emphasis on this. It's like this beautiful backdrop of everything wonderful that we're building. We have also Venus and Mars over here in Cancer. In Cancer, yes, that's right. I don't know why that sounded weird in my own head, but it did. Venus in Cancer is okay. It's about finding the nurturing center. We want things to feel comfortable with. But Mars in Cancer ain't happy here. We have not had that Martian energy of ambitious drive. We have had a hard time motivating ourselves. We've had a hard time getting going. That story is almost over because Mars is about to move into fiery Leo. But we're at that point of motivation isn't so easy and we're about to ramp it up. So that's a good thing that we're going to start feeling more energy. We're going to be able to motivate ourselves more highly. That's good. That's coming. We're not quite there. Give it another day or two, depending on when you watch this. It's coming. But we haven't had the easiest time motivating ourselves. Over here on the other side, we have both Neptune and Saturn in Pisces. Over here, what we're really learning is our spiritual responsibilities and our spiritual creations. We're working through this time where we know what our spiritual beliefs are, and now it's time to step up and be accountable to follow through with what we believe spiritually, to really not break and bend to the system, which we'll get a little more into that in a second. But this is very much about what your spiritual beliefs are and embodying them and being accountable for them and not backing down. This is what I believe. I don't care that you believe what you believe. I believe what I believe. I respect what you believe, but I believe what I believe. And standing true in it no matter what comes at you. It's a hard thing to do. I don't want to say this is an easy thing. It's not. It is a very, very important thing to do. It is paramount to everything else. If you can't, like I said yesterday, you can build everything you want to build, but if you don't have that foundation of purity, of truth, of love, it ain't worth nothing. And it ain't going to hold up. That's the reality. If what you're building is not pure and true, it's going to break. You have Neptune in Pisces. You can get so lost in these delusions, especially with Venus over here in Cancer, where it just wants to feel good. If you feel good doing it, but it isn't true, you could still build it, but it's going to crumble. You have to know your spiritual truth, your pure heart-centered foundation. Incredibly pivotal. We also have, and we've talked about these at length, but I will bring the yellow. We have, and you know what, I'm not even going to circle it. We have so much positive stuff. We've had the sun with Uranus. What else we had? We have the sun in Neptune. We have sun in Pluto building. We have sun Saturn. We have a lot of really good things that kind of lead us to, what's the best way to put all of it simply. We have a clear mind. We have a drive. We have inspiration and spiritual foundation. We have all of these really great things working for us. These details that are painting this moment of, I'm building for my future, I know my place in the collective, I know what's real and pure and true, and I know what I believe, and I'm sticking with it. We have this, all of these positive things coming through that are giving us this inspiration, that's giving us this clarity of thought. We're able to clear out the dead weeds and build. But we do have some heavy stuff that we talked about, and it's going to continue to get heavier, which is where we're going to go. Oh, needed a drink for that one. I'm going to use red again. And I'm going to clear these away because they get in the way. You can actually see, I'll move this up. I don't even have to draw anything. Ooh. You can see, and I won't use red. I'll use yellow. I'll use green. You can see that there's a triangle here. Yep. There's an apex of a triangle here and an apex of a triangle here. But there are three going on. This grand cross, we talked about this. This is not a grand cross. I'm not sure why I said that. It's a T-square. We have multiple T-squares going on. This triangle, again, there's three of them. I can't draw straight lines. We know this by now. We know this by now. Ooh, wrong way. And I can't navigate my computer very well. One more click. There we are, back to normal. You see those three triangles we talked about, the three apexes that are there. These three T-squares in this chart. We're dealing with an opposition, and I'm going to undo this so we can talk about these individually. An opposition of Mars and Pluto. Now, this is an extremely pivotal moment. It hasn't hit exact, but it's about to. I said before, Mars is about to go into Leo. This is going to give us that passion, that drive, that fire to get going. Leo is all about being the star. Leo wants to be the leader. Leo wants to be the lead role. Leo wants to be the king. Leo wants to be the glorious one. The opposite side of that, where you have Leo that is the center, the individual, you have Aquarius that's about the collective. So you're going through a moment of being comfortable with and being secure in the knowledge of who you are as an individual and allowing your light to shine while still balancing your place in the collective. That's not easy to do. The big thing with this opposition is understanding that when you shine your light the most brightly, you're going to inspire many people, but you're also going to trigger many people. I might date myself a little, but I don't think so. Anybody who's ever heard of NASCAR knows who Dale Earnhardt is. Or was, I guess. He was one of the best to ever get behind the wheel of a race car, ever. He had so many fans, but he conversely had just as many haters. And he had said one day in an interview that he loved hearing the boos because that meant they cared. That what he was doing was getting to them. You can look at that from two different points of view. It can be a very egoic, self-centered of, you don't like me, I love it. Or it can be, I'm triggering you, and that means I'm stirring your shadow awake so you can use that as a time for growth. Understanding that when you fully embody yourself completely, unafraid, and you let your light shine without anyone dimming it, you are going to trigger people's shadows. You are going to piss people off. You're going to push people away, but you're doing the right thing. For all my hockey fans, y'all know who Sidney Crosby is. Sidney Crosby is a Leo, so he perfectly embodies this. He is one of the best to ever do what he does. He works his hind end off, and he puts in effort constantly, even at his age that he's at now. He's accomplished everything. He doesn't need to prove anything to anybody, but he still works extremely hard because he wants to be the best. Got a whole lot of fans, but he got a whole lot of people that hate him. But all those people that hate him would love him on their team. This moment, this opposition of Mars and Pluto, Leo and Aquarius, is so much about you embodying yourself without fear, without hesitation, knowing that when you shine your light, you raise up the collective. Let me say that again. When you shine your light, when you embody joy, you raise up the collective. The rest of this T-square involves Jupiter, our north node, and Mercury. In essence, this is a test from the universe. And this test involves Pluto in Aquarius, the collective. Mars, which will be in Leo, you the individual. Jupiter in Taurus, your beliefs. North Node, what are you building for the future? And Mercury, your mind. We also have, and it's not on here, just like Mars in Leo isn't showing yet, but this Pluto in Aquarius, while it is still here, is going to be moving retrograde back into Capricorn. So this moment of knowing who you are in the collective is going to retrograde back into all of the themes with the system. So knowing who you are, what you are, and then the system. Where do you fit in the system? Do you fit in the system? When we're retrograding back into Capricorn, we're re-looking at the failures of the system. Where have you contributed to failures of the system? You have. I have. We all have. Let me emphasize that again. We've all fallen into the lies of the system. All of us. The extent to which you allowed that depth of falling is different for each of us. But at some point, we have all fallen for the system. In this retrograde, the universe is saying, you need to see crystal clear the lies of the system. Why else? Because we've got a south node down here in Scorpio, let's not forget. Our south node is our karma. It's our past. It's the things that we need to move past. And in Scorpio, we are dealing with the underworld. We are dealing with the dark, with the deception, with the lies, with everything that is intentionally done for evil's sake. It's right there. We see it. It is our responsibility, our spiritual responsibility to move forward away from it, to see it, to clear it out, to move it, to build a better future. This is a huge test from the universe for you to understand where you are. Who are you? Where does your light shine? What are you bringing to contribute to society? How are you, the individual, going to put your light on without hesitation and light up the world? How are you going to see the failures of the system and reform it and make it better? And are you going to let your fears, Mercury over here, Jupiter up here, are you going to let your fears around this cripple you? Because that's another aspect. Pluto brings about your fears. When you have your mind, you're just amplifying it all up. Fears about what? Taurus, money, your worth. This is a time where you're going to feel this crunch, crunch, crunch of who the am I? I don't have anything to offer. I'm a loser. I'm not good enough. Don't ever say those words again. Don't ever say them again. It's not true. We all have something that the world needs. That's why you're here. Find your friggin' light and put it on. Put it on. I want to see your light. If nobody else, I do. She got emotional. I do. From here, you have the chance. You can create a better future for yourself and for everyone else in the collective, or you can fall into the lies, the deception, the mind games, the manipulation. And guys, it doesn't get any more clear where this is stemming from. Pluto's moving back retrograde into Capricorn. It's coming from the system. Everything that is a big thing, a system, is lying to you. It is manipulating you, and it is being crystal clear explained out in black and white for you right now. Things like how you should look, how you should behave, what your religion should be, what your healthcare should be, what your partner should be, your identity should be, and God forbid you go against that system. This moment is about you embodying you, because there's no one here like you. I know that sounds cliche, but coming from the astrologer, your chart is different than every other chart. It doesn't matter if someone was born at the same time as you. They weren't, okay? They weren't born at the exact millisecond, so your chart will be different. Your soul is different. You have a reason to be here that is unique to you. All of this is pivotal to understand this moment is the groundwork for the next 20 years. Do you want to spend the next 20 years in self-doubt, in insecurity land, not having any joy in your life? Because, whoo, guys, you know I don't like to bring the bad vibes in by saying these things, but I'm just going to tell you this. We're getting serious. I don't even, like I said, I don't like to bring the bad vibes in, but this astrology, the technical stuff, is exactly the same that it was during the beginning of World War II. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Because it's there. If we go there, now do you see why it's important to know your worth? The test from the universe, all of this stuff, this fear from, again, this fear that's being brought on us with Pluto, with Mars, with our mind, with our building our future, with our ability to create. Oh, and that's right, all of this icky stuff that's being cleared out for us right here. These things. This is a test. The universe is testing you. Are you going to be spiritually responsible? Are you building from a foundation that's pure and true to you? Or are you building from a foundation because the system tells you to, because you think you need to be this way? Translation. I'm going to write the number down, 24. 24. Translation. You're at a testing point. The universe wants to see if you're going to step into yourself fully, if you're going to be responsible spiritually, if you're going to see the flaws from yourself, from the collective, and you're going to build forward. You're going to build the best. I'm going to give you an example of two people. Now, I'm going to come up and talk to you this way. Some of you who know me personally may know the two people that I am going to be referencing. Please keep this personal between us, right? I don't think I need to say that, but I'm going to do it anyway. There are two people in my life. Both have been slaves to the system, right? They have allowed their insecurities to drive the show. They have been doing things because the system tells them this is what you need to do. And they've both created unhealthy lives for themselves. One of them has created a physical world of unhealthiness that manifested differently than the other one, who has created a psychological world of unhealthiness. But both are at the same, well, not right at this moment, both came to the same breaking point around the eclipse, where the universe kicked in and said, "What you doing? I'm going to drop this heavy thing on your head, and I'm going to give you the chance to make better choices." One of them said, "Okay, I have learned the lesson. I know I've been failing, and I've been failing myself because I haven't been doing what I need to do for me. And by me not doing what I need to do for me, not only am I hurting myself, but I'm hurting the people I care about, which is butterflying out. It affects their life and then their interactions with other people. Maybe they can't do things that they wanted to do. Maybe the joy that they should have had at event X is gone because I wasn't doing me." One of them has completely changed. Completely. Doesn't mean there haven't been hiccups along the way and that there won't be, and there's going to be times that they stumble and fall on their face. But one of them has said, I want more for me. I deserve more for me. And the people that love me deserve more for me. I'm very proud of you. The other person in my life, instead of taking the reins, has gotten to the point where they're completely broken. We actually had a intervention meeting with family and friends because it's that bad. That this person's life is truly in question. They've allowed their insecurities, their doubts, and their fears to run their life to the point where they don't think they have an out. And this energy is just beginning for the collective. I don't want to see anyone in that position. For someone to feel they have no out, and to allow abuse, to allow neglect, both on them and from them, is heartbreaking. It really is. We sat with people that all loved and cared about this person, and we said, how do we help? What can we do? And the reality is, until you harness your own self-worth and you shred the layers that have been put upon you from this system, from your own insecurities, you can never fully live. And the reason I do this, and the reason that I think astrology is so important, is because you can see yourself and you can learn how to love yourself. When you know who and what you are, life becomes so easy. For me, I'll use myself as an example. I have a natal Mercury in retrograde in Aquarius at 0 degrees, which means my learning center, my communication center, how I input and output data is in the most pure form of Aquarius, which means you can't define it. There is nothing about Aquarius that is ever going to be, yep, it's like this or like that. Traditional? No. Put it in retrograde. That means I don't learn things like everybody else to begin with. And it takes me longer because I don't process it like you because I'm, Aquarius. So I think over here where you guys think over there. So in the classroom, it's like, what? I don't get it. And then I might have to do it 5 or 6 times where you might only have to do it once. Most of my schooling, that flared its head in math where I just didn't get it at all. Like at all. It didn't make sense. I couldn't wrap my head around it. I just couldn't. It wasn't until I was older and I realized that, oh my God, I'm not stupid. It's just the way that I learn is so different. Then it made sense. Then math started to make sense. Now I can do whatever math things I need to do. I may sit down and write it out a few times, or I may have to work through it a few times, but dang it, I'm the one who gets it. I'm not stupid. I just have to do it my way. That's why astrology is so important, because when you get to a moment like this one, where the universe is coming in and it is saying to you, hey, who are you? Step up. Be who you're meant to be. Who are you in the collective? What are you doing? Are you making it a better place, or are you contributing to the failures? Are you being spiritually accountable? Are you building the best future you can build? When we have this moment right here, you can be person A who said, holy, I ain't doing what I need to do. I'm a change. Or you can be person B who continues to get more depressed. Now it's physically consuming this person. You can see it. They look sick. They're being abused and they won't get help. Don't be that person. I know it's hard. I know it's scary. Our family has lived through addiction. Our family has lived through abuse. It's not easy. And I know it's hard. But you have the opportunity with the astrology right now to really know your worth and step into it. And if you question your worth, understand what makes you you is needed. That's why you're here. Nothing is too small. Nothing is insignificant. Your unique gifts are so important. Your soul chose to come here in this incarnation, in this body, in this time for a reason, because you have something to help the collective. You have something to help the collective. You have something, the individual, to help the collective. An activity to help you with this. What I would love to see you do. Get yourself into a comfortable space, physically, mentally, calm, clear. Do some breathing exercises to bring your mind down, to let it ease. And then go into a time where you experienced so much joy that you inspired joy in someone else. Don't think of this just as your job. Don't think of it as anything, actually. Just go into a time where you are in so much joy and you are so passionate about something that you lit someone else up. Your light turned on theirs. Go into that moment. Feel what that felt like. Let your body come to light again. Really, really feel it. And then go through the process of, where am I in this? What is my role in this? What am I doing? How am I doing it? Understand what it is that's lighting you up and how you are projecting that light that is lighting others up. When you can get back into that moment of, I really love this, I was doing it, and I brought their interest out and they wanted to do it too. That right there is your gifts. And I guarantee you've been complimented on this before. Now, this doesn't mean something as black and white as you are a good mechanic. It could be. It could be that you just love working on cars and you have people in your life that say, thank you so much. I love that you do that for me. You make me feel safe. It could be. But it could be something that society tells you is wrong. Hello, Pluto, retrograde, Capricorn, break the system. Something society says is insignificant, which it's not. Art is so important. Actors inspire people. Singers inspire people. Musicians, people who paint, people who take photographs, people who create structures, inspires joy. And when you're in joy and you bring up your vibration, you bring up everyone else's, guess what? You bring up the collective as a whole. When you find your joy, you light yourself up, you light up others. This is where I want you to go back to. And then the last part of that, ask yourself why you don't embody that always. And that can mean a lot. That can mean you love... What can we love? I don't know. You love pigs. You just love pigs. You like being around pigs. You like raising pigs. You understand that healthy, happy pigs make good quality food. You want to raise pigs. Do it. Go be a pig farmer. You really like cool socks. You put on a pair of cool socks and you're just like, I feel good today because I got on my cool socks. You're having a bad day, you look down and I got on my unicorn socks. I feel good. Then go make unicorn socks. Why? Because if it brightens your day, it brightens somebody else's day. When you do something good for you that lights you up, you light up other people, you raise the collective. And then take it a step further. We're building a Taurus, which is all about money. You do something for you, from your values, your spiritual responsibilities, your spiritual truths. You know you're doing something to light up the collective. You're raising the elevation. Then, you know what? Money, which is a completely neutral entity, is going to flow into you. And then from there, you can take that and have it flow to other channels to help pay people's bills, to help send them on vacation, to do whatever. When you light up others, you change the world. It sounds silly. It sounds cliche, but damn it, is it true. And this is such a pivotal moment, friends. Like I said, the two people, be the one that took life by the horns, is doing the things that aren't fun, that's making the changes, that's going, I actually feel better now. Be that person. Don't be the one that continues to be abused, continues to be neglected, continues to have misery consume their life. You can make that change. It can be as drastic as this person that I know that's in an abusive, toxic, dangerous way of life. I have seen it. I have lived it. All it takes is one, I need help. And everything changes. When you say, I'm worth more. I'm worth more. Because you are worth more. And if nothing else, again, I want to see your joy. I want to see you happy. If you want to ask me for help, ask. I have helped so many people in such terrible, scary things. I will not pass judgment. I will not. Bring it on. Let's go. I'll help you. Come on. Let's go. I really hope you understand how important this moment is. Because this is a really big moment. You have so much lining up for such potential because the world is falling apart. Especially as we expose more of the corruption with the system, those in charge are going to want to hold on even tighter, and it's going to get even scarier. I'm going to tell you honestly, the more we see the dirtiness of the system, the more we understand it's always been them versus us. The more we reclaim our power, the more scared they get. But the more we do it, the better the world becomes. I hope you see this. I hope this inspires you. I hope you can learn something and take something away from this, because this is so important. As I tell you every time, you've got this. We've got this. I love you all, and I will see you soon.